For months, both Iran and the United States had claimed that the upper hand over Strait of Hormuz belonged to them. But new shipping data suggests that Iran has lost significant control of the strait. According to shipping tracker Kpler, more than 80% of vessel transit over the past 2 weeks have used the Omani route. This is a UN-authorized shipping channel along the northern coast of Oman. Iran has opposed the route and has attacked vessels attempting to use it. But despite those risks, more ships are now choosing the Omani route, relying on protection from US naval forces. The Kpler head of crude oil analysis says it increasingly appears that Iran has at least partially lost control of the strait. Just a month ago, Kpler was seeing virtually no shipping traffic through the Omani route. Iran's preferred route has seen a sharp decline in traffic. That has also affected Iran's ability to collect tolls on ships passing through the waterway. At the same time, Gulf countries are adopting new strategies to move their oil. Kuwait, Saudi Arabia and the UAE have reportedly chartered some of the world's largest oil tankers. These vessels move oil through the Strait of Hormuz and then transfer the cargo to other tankers outside the danger zone in the Gulf of Oman. Some tankers are also switching off their transponders to avoid Iranian attacks, creating what is known as dark traffic. This means the exact volume of oil moving through the strait is difficult to determine. The US, however, claims that oil flows are significantly higher than traditional estimates suggest. US Energy Secretary Chris Wright has put combined oil transits through the strait and rerouted shipment at around 15 million barrels per day over 1 week. That is much closer to the pre-war average of around 20 million barrels per day. This has prompted President Donald Trump to claim that the US has total control over the Strait of Hormuz, but the available evidence does not support such a clear-cut conclusion. And analysts say Iran has not completely lost its ability to deter shipping. So the big question is, has Iran genuinely lost control of Strait of Hormuz? On this issue, I'm joined by Major General Sudhakar ji and Raja Kartikeya from Takshashila Institution. Thank you both of you for joining. Let me straight away go to General Sudhakar ji. General Sudhakar ji, this new observation analysis say 80%. What are the strategic repercussions on it? I'm not going to the business side first. The strategic repercussion of neutralizing Iran in the Strait of Hormuz and 80% of the traffic passing through the Omani route.
Good afternoon, Kartikeya. Thank you for inviting me for your show. I also extend warm greetings to your name type, Mr. Kartikeya, and wish him all the very best. At the very outset, I'm prompted to recount a book which I read long time back, Tim Marshall's book, The Prisoners of Geography. Those who have read the book, they will bear me out that, and those who know the geography of Iran, that it is well said and well claimed that 80% of the traffic is moving, but having been on ground myself, having seen it will be possible towards Omani coastline, and 80% means at any point in time prior to this incident took place or the blockade took place in Strait of Hormuz, roughly around 117 vessels used to move on daily basis. So if you take 80% of that, you can well count how much does it come to. And towards the Omani coast, those who have had a look in their own eyes, they would also bear me out that the passage is so designed naturally. The incoming inbound and the outbound lanes are actually towards the coastline of Iran. And towards the Omani side, although they claim that 80%, the natural alignment of the lanes are not cut out and designed to take 80% of the traffic. When I say 80%, what it means is that there has to be an inbound lane and there has to be an outbound lane. Each lane is approximately 2.5 to 3 kilometers wide. They have a separating lane in between, so that doesn't leave that much of space to accommodate the inbound and outbound. However, going by the statistics that you are stating, 80%, let's give the devil its due. If it is happening, it's welcome development as far as America concerned, but I suspect the coffee is smelling that there is a lot of foul play in these statistics. There is an information warfare going in, and it is not a true story being depicted.
Okay, I think that's an important point. Just hold on.
Yeah.
That's an important point. Raja Kartikeya, is it the information warfare that who because Trump on social media, he's put out a picture, that the Strait of Hormuz belongs to them, sort of a picture he put out on Greenland a year ago, that, Greenland will have an American flag. So he's done something like that.
Well, thank you, Karthikeyan. President Trump is a master of the art of the deal. He's into negotiations are his forte. And as part of the negotiations, he does believe in putting psychological pressure on the opposite side. And that's exactly what he's doing. So this picture, etc., is a form of, it's trying to coerce the Iranians at a time when the 60 days of the MOU have finished. Now the Iranians are saying they're getting into a fully offensive posture, whatever that means. So this is a way of pressuring them. What is certain is this. One, the Strait of Hormuz does not belong to any country. And it's governed by as an international waterway. It's governed by the UN Convention on Law of the Seas. And even though the US has not ratified it, but the US considers it as customary international law, and in fact uses the provisions of the same convention when doing patrols in the South China Sea. So, and Article 38 of UNCLOS, the UN Convention on Law of the Seas, is very clear that bordering states should provide unimpeded passage to ships and vessels going through a strait. And it also means that you cannot simply claim a strait, as a country from outside. So I don't give too much credence to that. What you have said earlier, I do agree that Iran it cannot retain control over the strait through, periodic launch of projectiles. This is not a sustainable thing for Iran. Iran has limited capacity to do this. And I think the sooner Iran reaches a deal with the US and with Oman over the passage through the strait, the better it is for all concerned.